Shalom, Shalom Israel, coming back with another video, and I'm going to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which is the Most High's only begotten Son. And as you can see, we starting to hop back on track. We'll post the videos every day, Most High willing, right? That's the spirit. And we bring it out before the Most High wills all things, and a man's goings are not of his own. So the Most High put the spirit on me to bring out certain videos and certain topics, Slakia. But today's topic is going to be on the wrath of the Most High on the children of disobedience, right? So you got to get back to the Most High, and you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And if not, you will be put to death. Not might be put to death. You shall surely be put to death, right? And we're going to hop right into the scriptures. We're going to go to the book of Job 36 and verse 12. Job 36 and verse 12. And it says, "But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge." Right? So if you don't obey the commandments of the Most High, you shall be cut off by the sword, and you shall be put to death. Right? And you will die without having any knowledge. You will die a fool. Who wants to die a fool? Only a fool wants to die as a fool, right? So you as an Israelite, and you as being a man of the Most High God or a woman of the Most High God, you shouldn't want to die as a fool, and you shouldn't want to die at all, unless it's for the purpose of dying for this truth. If you're not dying for this truth, you should not want to die as a fool. Or you shouldn't want to die because you're not following the commandments. You don't want to die because of your iniquity. You don't want that to happen to you. Right? And right now in the book of Job, he's going through it because he's not acknowledging the Most High's name. And the Most High is, he has put curses on him. Right? So when you don't follow the commandments and you don't acknowledge the Most High God, he puts curses on you, and he actually can sentence you to death. He can put you to death. That can be your judgment, and that's the topic of today. You will be put to death if you don't follow these commandments, right? Now we're going to go to Colossians 3 and verse 6. And you see how we flipping through the Old Testament to the New Testament, because all over in the Bible and all over in the Word, he's telling you that if you don't follow the commandments, you shall be put to death. And I'm not even getting a lot of precepts on that. I'm getting a few precepts just to make it short and just so you get the point. But Colossians 3 and verse 6. Bear with me. Alright, Colossians 3 and verse 6. And it says, "For which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience." Right? So if you being disobedient and you're not following the commandments, the wrath of the Most High is coming for you. And it's not, it might come for you. It is coming for you. The Most High is coming to reap to man what they have sown. You're not going to just get away. Everything's going to be okay. You know, you ain't followed the commandments, so, you know, you're going to inherit the kingdom anyway. You shall be judged according to your works, and you shall reap what you sow. And we're going to get that real quick in Galatians 6 and verse 7. And there's a lot of precepts that I got that I like to bring out a lot, and this is one of them. Galatians 6 and verse 7. And it says, "Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." So if you're not following the commandments and you just disregarding God, the Most High God's going to disregard you, and you're going to be sentenced to death in these last days. Or you could be sentenced to death even now. There's a lot of brothers and sisters we might question, man, what happened to those brothers? Why did those brothers die? The Most High's judgment on that person was executed. He executed his vengeance on that person that he killed. For whatever reason, not for whatever reason, Slakia, for whatever sin or transgression or iniquity that person had on them, he killed them. He destroyed them. He had no purpose for them. There's people that are made to be destroyed, and then there's people that's made to redeem the covenant that was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Some people just don't make it. Some people are cut off short, and some people are part of that 2/3 that shall be cut off and destroyed, and that shall be cut off and die. Slaki. Right? So we just read he's not deceived, and these things were destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. We don't know what's going on. So that's why these curses and the wrath of the Most High falls upon us. And we're going to get that in the book of Hosea. Hosea 4 and verse 6. Hosea 4 and verse 6. Slaki, bear with me. The book of Hosea 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Right? So, because we're not following the commandments, and we reject knowledge straight up like that, we reject knowledge as a nation. When knowledge is being brought to us, if it's not the knowledge of weed, if that person is not bringing knowledge concerning weed, drugs, money, fame, right? How to get rich, right? Y'all don't care about it. Y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear it at all. So that's why we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge, and that's why the wrath of the Most High is coming on those that reject knowledge and that are just blatant fools and just don't got the spirit in them, right? That's what's coming. And like I said, we destroyed ourselves. We always destroy ourselves. It's not nobody else. We're going to read that in Hosea 13 and verse 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. So the only way you getting help is coming back to the Most High God. The only way you can escape the Most High God's wrath is going back to him in these last days, right? And we destroy ourselves because we don't give a damn about the Most High. We worried about the things of this world, right? We don't care about God. We don't care that the wages of sin is death. If you don't follow the commandments, death is coming to you. And that's another piece I would like to get out. Romans 6 and verse 23. Israel just straight up don't care. And it's sad. It's sad that we worrying about the things of this world. We worrying about the things that are passed down to us by our oppressors. But our only help in our salvation, we don't care about him, and we don't care about receiving salvation. We're not worried about those things. But Romans 6 in verse 23. And it says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord. So again, if you not following the commandments, what's coming for you? Death. Now we're going to get that again in Proverbs 14 and verse 12. Proverbs 14 and verse 12. And it says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So it's saying that there's people that go by, I'm going to go by my understanding. I want to do what I want to do. If this is what I want to do and this makes me feel better, I'm going to do that. But the Most High just said the ways of following, the ways that seem right to man are the ways of death. If you following your own heart and following your own ways, death is being marked on your head, and you might as well have a red beam on your head and somebody having a gun towards your head, because that's what's happening. You making yourself a target. If you following in your own ways, the Most High got a beam on you, and he's going to shoot you down, or he's going to cut you down like a tree. He's going to use that axe, and he's going to slay you and cut you down. The Most High is not coming with fun and games. That's not what's going on. He's coming to destroy people that's not following the commandments. And The Most High said the heart is wicked above all things. We're going to go to Jeremiah 17 and verse 9. Bear with me. Jeremiah 17 and verse 9. Alright. And it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So if you following after your own ways and you following after your heart, man, you are wicked and you are desperately wicked. Like, you just wicked as hell and you're not going to make it. The heart is deceitful. You following after your own ways and following your heart, that's deceitful and that is not righteous according to the Most High. If you following the commandments, that's what counts as righteousness, and that's what makes you stand out as a person, not going off and doing whatever the hell you want. Let's go to Exodus 19 and verse 5 real quick. Exodus 19 and verse 5. And it says, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. So if you following the commandments, you're going to stand out. You're going to be above all people. You're going to be a peculiar people. You're going to be a special people unto the Most High God. But if you following after your own deceitful, your desperately wicked heart, you are as nothing. You're as stubble and you're marked for death in these last days. Right? Now let's go to Ezekiel 25. This is the last precept I want to get. Most High willing, anyway. Ezekiel 25 and verse 17. Bear with me, Israel. Alright, Ezekiel 25 and verse 17. And it says, and I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. So Israel, you don't want to wait until the Most High is laying vengeance upon you to come back to the Most High and to remember and to realize that the Most High God is your only salvation and your only help. And you don't want him to lay vengeance on you. You don't want it to be until he lays his vengeance on you that you realize that you're supposed to be following the commandments. And following the commandments is the difference between life and death. You don't want that. You want to come out of your inequity and out of your sin and your deceitful and your desperately wicked ways and come back unto the Most High God. Or he's going to execute his vengeance on you. And we're going to read that again because this is a powerful precept right here. Ezekiel 25 and verse 17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. Right? So if you're not following the commandments and you doing whatever you want to do, he's going to lay his vengeance on you. He's going to be like that parent. All right, let me give you an example. Right? Say you in a household with your father or your mother, whichever one, or even both, and you just that child that's steady disrespecting your mom or your dad, and you know your dad is just continuously giving you obliges and just letting you go, and you know this damn kid, man, he's getting on my nerves, but I'm gonna let him pass. And then out of a sudden he just comes out with the belt and start lashing you, and then that kid that's being bad and disrespectful, he's gonna start to realize in his head, he's gonna come back into his head, Slakia, that, you know, that's my dad, you know, he's above me, he's my authority, let me chill. But you don't want it to be until you get lashings and destroyed for you to remember that the Most High God is your only help and he is your only salvation and he is above all people. He is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. You do not want to wait until he's laying his vengeance upon you for you to realize that. That'll be tragic. That'll be sad. But that being said, I'm going to give all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. And that being said, Shalom, Shalom.